Hey guys, it's Martin. Here's my final presentation for All Maps Live Spring 2020. Now, as a reminder, if you guys don't remember, the idea that I initially proposed for my final project was to work with data sets with information on MTA stations, specifically their ridership information, which ones are not accessibility friendly, and then taking this, comparing it and mapping it. I hope to create a list of stations with the highest ridership that don't have accessibility services. And from there, the idea was to profile these neighborhoods. There is a lot of information out there on this, but I was just hoping to be able to gain access to that information and view it in different ways. So the process started with me creating this Choropleth map of curb and sidewalk complaints in New York City in 2018 and 2019. Um, this is done by zip code, and as you'll see, there's a myriad of different levels of numbers of complaints per zip code. So you have an idea, these complaints include things like damaged, cracked, and uneven curbs and sidewalk surfaces that, they're just not just uncomfortable surfaces for people um, to navigate, but they can be safety hazards of, that just get in the way of people with accessibility needs getting down the street. So yeah, I also took a look. I created more maps. I created a map, if you look on the right, that is all of this New York City subway stations mapped, and on the left, it is only the ADA stations. And if you're wondering, the left has only about a quarter of the dots as the one on the right. I also created a customized compass for the differently abled. This compass basically allows users to find the closest accessible station to them, points them in that direction, and allows them to pick the most navigable routes based on, what they can see, construction, damaged sidewalk surfaces, and then they can also adjust their travel speed based on their disability to allow them to get a better approximate travel time. So what picture do these projects paint? Well, basically it's simple. It's introductory, but it's effective. It's that New York City isn't friendly for navigating for those with disabilities. And I took a further look and I wanted to create a couple of hexagonal grid maps. And if you'll look, this is the same data, but when I change the thresholds, they're very, very different pictures. And so at the end, a final question for you. From the maps that you've seen, would you have drawn a map for where accessible stations should be the same as the ones that currently exist? And, just final thought, in addition to areas dense with curb and sidewalk issues, the location of ADA accessible stations are spread out and insufficient. And regarding maps, transparency, both in source and detail, are essential. Thanks.